All right, Infinity Kingdom. Welcome to yet another video. In this one, we are going to have a look at the update 2.6. Obviously, that is all the rage right now. We are upgrading buildings, we're upgrading immortals, we're upgrading everything we have in our castle and in our arsenal. For this one, we will look at the building costs. The building costs from level 50 and all the way to 54, and some of the buildings to 55. I do not have everything in 55 yet, so do reach out if you have some of the stuff that I'm missing. But this is very close to every single building in Infinity Kingdom. So in this guide, we're just gonna dive right on in and discover some of the key aspects to building costs and growth from in the new patch 2.6. We're gonna be going over all of them, and as I said, I might not have every single thing. As you can see here, for instance, and just the small one, some of the the walls, the farms, etc. I'm missing a lot of stuff in 55. So do go to the Google Docs down in the description below if you have any of the 55 buildings. For everything else, 50 to 54, they're pretty much in here, with the exception of hospital. More on that later, because people would be bonkers to go for hospitals now, wouldn't they? Anyway, that's what this video is going to be all about. And right up front, just as we grow, you can see we're going to need a ton of ether. And how are we going to get them? Well, we get some of them by forging them in our forge. Check on that, and we did that last time as well. But we also get a lot of them by purchasing them. So what a lot of players are doing right now is spending quite a lot of money on ethers. Now, if you are doing that, then you want to take advantage of every chance you can to save some money. That means campaigns, and right now it means spend and earn campaign with Huawei, because you are going to need a metric ton of Aether. In fact, you're going to need 2,145 Aether all in all. That's for every single building to level 55. Albeit you're not going to need everything up there right off the bat, but it is a lot. So you're going to be, if you're planning to spend any of your building speed ups, then you will be spending money on Aether. And if not, then, probably going to be spending a lot of time in the forge, but that's up to you. If you do spend, do take advantage of the discount campaigns. The spend and earn, you can earn flowers for every dollar spent. So you earn 10 flowers when you spend 10 euros or $10. In turn, as you build up flowers, you can use these to redeem coupons back and get up to 20% back on purchases. It really does save quite a lot in the end if you remember to take advantage of these. As I've said before, all you need to do is download AppGallery, check out the Discord as well. They got the recent campaigns, they got explainers in there, and they got the giveaways. This is particularly important because they are free to participate in, and they have awesome goods. Yes, that's free and rewards. So go ahead and check it out. Right now we have a share an image of this this post, pin, or campaign, whatever, giveaway. So what you want to do is just take an image of it, share it in your Discord, share it in your alliance, something like that, post it there, and you'll be in the runnings for awesome free rewards, coupons, stuff like that. Anyway, let us dive right into the meat. For this video, you are probably going to have to pause it every once in a while. What I'm gonna do in this one is I'm gonna go over all the main building upgrade costs, like castle level 50 to 55, barracks 50, 55, etc. Then I'm gonna share with you the way that I'm personally prioritizing upgrading buildings. It's definitely not gonna be the fastest route to tier 8. I know you can circuit there a lot quicker, rush it there a lot quicker than what I'm doing, but what I'm doing is what I deem the most efficient. So I'm going to put that after we look at all of the building costs. Do just pause it whenever you need to. No? If you are interested in having it on text, it is also in the Google Docs. It's in the description down below in this video. First up is the castle. You're going to need a grand total of 285 ether and close to 1.5 billion resources. It's a pretty sum, but all in all, a lot cheaper than many had expected. The build times are also a lot shorter than we had expected, but on the other hand, you have to spend ether. What this means is that the value of all those building speedups might not really come in that handy this time. It's short builds, but they are expensive in terms of ether. For castle level, it's also important to take note of the building requirements. Each castle level requires a different set of buildings to be completed. These requirements follow the same schematic or sort of the same pattern as the previous buildings, previous expansions, previous patches. We had from, it's the same pattern from level 2 and all the way up to 55. So it's no surprise that these are Shieldman Academy, Cavalry Warehouse, Spearman Wishing Fountain, and then Tower Knowledge and Forge. So these are what you want to do if you're circling castle. For the barracks, you also need quite a lot of resources. We're going to get into that later, but just really quickly, you also have the dedicated building requirements. And these are not exclusive to barracks. Barracks are just a very good example of it, and they are what is going to be important if you are rushing tier 8. Anyway, it's plain simple, right? Always have one of your farm types and just upgrade that to the max level. So let's go over all the different buildings we have to upgrade. Pause this video when you need to. I'm gonna go over them slowly, but not too slow. After all the building costs, we're gonna have a chat about what I'm gonna be doing, how I will prioritize my ether and my building time. So first up is walls and training grounds. Walls, training grounds are always a requirement for walls to be castle. And furthermore, walls are the default requirement for every single castle level. So these are things that you are going to want to get. Next up, we have the different types of farms. Farms, lumber, quarry, smeltery. These are all the things that gives you resource and just something that you want to upgrade one of them. They are incredibly cheap and quick. They do require food as the only building of all, which actually makes them even more cheap because food is something you're going to have an abundance of as you upgrade buildings again. Next, the various utility type of buildings. I do not have much information on the hospital, like I said in the beginning. That's because, let's be real here, only a madman invests in a hospital right now. The benefits are very small, the value is almost nothing to most of us anyway. And it's not a requirement for anything. It's not really particularly useful to your growth, so just neglect that for as long as you can, right? For the barracks, the 4 different troop barracks, you have all the costs here. They are very expensive. I don't currently know anyone who's actually done tier 8 and who's got the 55. I hope to get it very, very soon, perhaps even by the time that this video publishes. So do go down to the show notes, the description down below. Have a look, because in the Google Doc sheet, I hope to have the building costs done by the time this airs. Anyway, for my personal progress path, I'm not going to be focusing on getting Castle 55 quickly, and I'm not going to be getting Tier 8 very fast. What I'm going to do, what I'm going to do instead, we're going to talk about in a minute, but what this means is that there will be a power gap between me and people rushing Tier 8, right? However, this is going to be a temporary gap, and because, these are short buildings times, we're going to get there pretty quickly. I'm not too worried about it, and I'd rather emphasize long-lasting growth than a short burst in power. So what I am going to be doing instead, I'm going to be doing what I deem efficient, and that means dwellings and academy. These are the two most important buildings for me. This is because you are going to need a lot of gold and you're going to need a lot of technology. For many of you out there, you may be wondering, and I was wondering this myself actually, should I prioritize the forge as the number one? Because what if the Aether Crystal, the build time on that, the cook time, what if that actually reduces with the minting boost or the minting proportion? It doesn't. I upgraded it to level 51 and it made no difference. So neglect the forge if you're not rushing castle level 55. Instead, what you want to do is you want to upgrade dwellings. Getting dwellings and running a permanent gold boost is extremely important. We are gonna need a lot of gold for dragon level upgrades, for immortal boost levels. You're gonna be needing millions and millions and millions of gold. In fact, you're gonna be needing multiple hundreds of millions just for your main march. We got 3 of those. You need a ton of gold, and dwellings with gold buff are just amazing at producing them. So what you want to do is upgrade those to the max as quickly as you can. Getting all 8 of them max level is a significant increase to your daily gold production. In addition to that, you want to do academy. At least I want to do academy. If you are one of the very few people who actually finished technology, before this patch, maybe, 10 people did that, big whales, then, do whatever you want. But for people like me, getting academy and technology finished is a quite cumbersome task, and it is one that is taken far longer than upgrading all my buildings to the max level. So what I want to do is I want to upgrade academy as a priority to get that little research boost, to get a few more percentages, to get a bit more value out of every speed up, technology and universal speed up that I am using in my technology growth. That is, in my opinion, the best way to get, to get into the end game in level 55. I'm confident that I'm going to get there quite quickly, and even free-to-play players, you're going to be getting there with plenty of time before anything new publishes. So what you want to do, or at least what I want to do, is just make sure that I have maximized the efficiency in my progression journey. That is all for this video on building costs in 2.6. Check out the notes down below in the description. We've got the link to the Google Docs sheet, and that will have all information. It's going to be complete very, very soon.
As always, please do subscribe to the channel. I consistently release new content here on the IK channel and on the official IK Wiki website. Links are in the description. On these channels you can find guides from everything in IK, from events to talents, passives, finished builds and game mechanics. With that, I'm gonna leave you, and as always, thank you for watching and see you for the next one.